Welcome back to another code, Recollection. We're picking up with Journey into Lost Memories, Chapter 4. The Secret of the Lake.
What's wrong?
New feature installed. Water quality analysis.
Check it out.
Oh, hi. Literally just started. You've missed nothing.
Whoa, what's this? Water quality analysis? I guess it picked up a new feature.
How oddly specific and particular to our situation that this device can now look at water quality. The DAS can analyze the spectral reflectance properties of a liquid it is scanned and render substances in that liquid as a molecular model. That is a hard sentence. Here, I'll try it a second time. The DAS can analyze the spectral reflectance properties of a liquid it is scanned and render substances in that liquid as a molecular model. It can also compare those substances to other molecular models stored in the DAS's memory.
What the heck does that mean?
Yeah, it's a little confusing, but I think we can check water quality just by scanning it with the DAS.
So we can investigate the lake pollution with this thing.
And who's gonna believe it?
My dad designed all sorts of features for the DAS, huh?
I guess anyone who works with my dad and believes in his ability to create something would believe it.
Why were you investigating the pollution? Does it have something to do with why Mom came here 13 years ago?
Come on, Ashley. Let's use the DAS to investigate the lake pollution.
Right, I'll help however I can.
Thank you.
Which part of the lake should we use for a water sample?
It might be easiest near the mermaid statue.
Got it. Let's take the DAS over there and check out the water.
The DAS and the lake are a match mermaid in heaven. Alright, new chapter, so new updates. Matthew had run off to the basement of an old, empty house that he says a photographer used to live in. There was a picture on the wall of Matthew's family from when they were all happy and living together. He looked so sad talking about that picture and all the fun he had with his family. I'm sure he wants to see them all again as soon as possible, but we can't keep up this forever. If we spend all day searching and don't find any clues about his dad, he's gonna go home for now. In Dad's cottage, we looked at the floppy disk we found in Michael's briefcase. There was a report that said the pollution in the lake was an unknown contaminant, meaning it can't be Crusoe Resort's fault, so Matthew's dad is innocent. Elizabeth said that Michael's company polluted the water, but I guess sometimes people just decide things without evidence. Also, hold on. Why does unknown contaminant mean it's not the resort's fault? Couldn't they have polluted it with something unknown? I took a phone call from Jessica while I was in Dad's cottage. She asked if I was enjoying the trip, but I hadn't really thought about it, what with finding out about Michael and flashbacks to Mom, so I wound up lying to her about it. I'll tell her the truth later. She didn't have anything urgent to say to Dad, but I'll be sure to tell him that she called next time I see him. I told Dad that Matthew was the runaway that Dan is looking for, and Dad surprised me by telling me not to report him. It's good to know that Dad's not the same as all the other adults. There are a bunch of pictures of me and Mom by Dad's desk on the second floor of the cottage. One of them was him and Mom in front of the mermaid statue by the lake. He looks so much younger in the photo. I wonder if it was taken right before they got married. Oh my god. And they're trying to get us that the Lake Juliet song was somehow, if you invert the audio of the Lake Juliet theme song, it's an ad for that brand of water. It's a conspiracy. In front of the clock tower, I had another flashback about Mom from 13 years ago. She told me when I was little she and Dad had been to the top of this clock tower. She looked really happy, telling me how beautiful the view is from the top. The clock tower is locked up now, but it used to be open for the public to go all the way to the top. I want to climb up there myself someday. I bet it's a beautiful view. Did Mom come here to revisit those memories she made with Dad? When Matthew saw the photo of his family in the basement of that old house, it seemed so painful for him, remembering the days when they were all together and happy. He doesn't really remember what happened when his dad went missing, though. He reminds me of D. I wonder if something terrible happened to him, too. He really, really didn't want to go to the clock tower, which makes me wonder if he's connected to whatever stopped the clock there. Hang in there, Matthew. We figured out the pollution wasn't your dad's fault, and I'm sure we'll find more clues. Photo in the old house, and in it, a cute little girl with the same blue eyes as Matthew. She was holding that stuffed rabbit. That's Kelly. If she loves that rabbit so much, how did it end up in her dad's briefcase? It seems like she'd never let it go. I thought Matthew would take it, but he didn't. I don't get why not. Maybe he just doesn't like that rabbit? Kelly is somewhere far away, and Matthew hasn't been able to see her in a while. She must feel as lonely as he does, not being able to hug her big brother. Photo in the basement. In it was Matthew's mother, smiling brightly. She looks like a very kind person. It seems she was prone to illness and pretty weak, but whenever Matthew and Kelly played together, she took joy in seeing them. I'm sure being with the family she loved so much is what made her look so happy. We found a photo of Matthew's family in the basement of the old house, again. The dad in the picture is a tall, responsible-looking guy. He doesn't look like a guy who'd be polluting the lake. He's got two kind of face. Michael was investigating the lake pollution and found out it was caused by an unknown contaminant. Seems like he went missing while trying to figure out what it was. The suspicious guy came up to me and introduced himself as John Smith, which is like announcing, "This is a fake name." He claims he's a special agent for investigation service, but I don't really buy it. But he does know about Matthew, and also me, which is creepy. He says he's investigating the incident 5 years ago, so I asked him what he's learned. He wouldn't tell me, and instead gave me a line about how some truths are better left unknown. Then he told me to give Matthew the same warning. But why me? Tell him yourself, creep! Matthew is sure that this guy is behind everything, but I think that's just based on suspicious appearance. Talking to him, I don't think he's necessarily a bad guy, but he's obviously not being honest. Everyone around here knows Matthew. After all, he's the son of the president of Crusoe Resort. So he's supposed to be the bad guy polluter. At least that's what Elizabeth thinks. That's probably also why Dan knows about Matthew, and maybe what Dan meant about having his reasons for running away. But they're all wrong. Matthew and I figured out that there's no connection between Crusoe Resort and the pollution. I wish I could tell Dan what we found, but we can't let him know Matthew is with me, so I guess it has to stay secret for now. Perhaps. Either that, or, John Smith would be a good name to have if you, had celebrity aspirations. Because then you could get famous using an alias. And then, if anyone found out your real name was John Smith, you'd probably be a lot harder to track down. Because, how many John Smiths are there? Which John Smith was the famous guy again? Elizabeth, the keyboardist and vocalist in Tommy's band. I saw her sitting alone on a bench by the lake, so I figured I'd ask what she was up to. But she blasted me, saying, "It's none of your business." Really, what's wrong with her? Why is she always snapping at me? Was it so wrong to ask what she was up to? Then, when she saw that Matthew was with me, she got this look and said he's the son of Crusoe Resort's president who did terrible things to the lake. Seriously, what is up with this girl? Matthew had nothing to do with that. It's just awful to believe stories without any proof, on top of saying such hurtful things. I can't possibly see myself ever getting along with Elizabeth. And that line right there indicates to me that we're gonna be besties by the end of the game. Tommy, a college student who works part-time at the guest house. Tommy's in a band with Janet and Elizabeth, playing lead guitar and writing their songs. I thought he was the kind of a slacker with all the breaks he takes, but I guess he's using that time to write music. So in his own way, he's actually working hard. Their band is also entering the Big Deal Band Contest, so I guess he's just as into music as I am. Unfortunately, he says Elizabeth lost the music player with the demo they recorded as their contest entry. They still haven't found it. And I'd love to help them look, but Elizabeth seems to hate my guts, so I should probably stay out of it. I'll just have to wish them luck. Oh yeah, I have to remember that one for some night. Oh gee, you. I'd like to help so much, but the thing is, you hate my guts. And that's all the characters who got updates in Chapter 3. Onward! Where's the mermaid statue again? I bet it's this way. It's in the rental house. I know where it is, but I want to see if the game will actually let me explore. Pressing A. What a cute, cozy little cottage. This would be perfect for a relaxing vacation. Can't go inside, though. A nice house. The big bay window makes it seem fancy. Definitely the one I'd rent. Purple roof, eh? Not bad, I guess.
How about this?
I need to check the water quality near the mermaid statue. This one's got a gate. This place is huge. It looks even bigger compared to its neighbors. It's basically a mansion, not a cottage at all. I can't tell. I don't think this is the case, but it would be funny if this mansion was modeled after the Blood Edward Island mansion from the first game. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it looks nothing like that one, but when they say mansion, after having played the first game, that's the first thing I think of. Oh, hello. Guys, we found Mew under the truck. We win at Pokemon. This car has the restaurant's logo on it. Did they use this car to pick up supplies or something? Aw, looks pretty comfortable. I should let it rest. I can't read the license plate. Bob's Food Hut. Wait, cat? Bob? Cat. Bob. Bob, cat. And that mansion over there was purple. It's all coming together. And there will never be another stream quite like the one where we built Bob a house. This illustration is so good it's making me hungry. Well, let's go in then. Dad said I can put any meals on his tab, but I need to check the water quality.
Yeah.
I'll come back later. You better. Don't let me miss out on Bob's Food Hut, Ashley. Better know what you're doing. Maybe I should exchange empty cans I found for tokens. But I haven't found any empty cans. And there have been cans that were decidedly empty, and the game was like, oh, you want to pick this up? Nah. Maybe that's just like later in the game I'm required to do it. And I can't pick them up until then. There's a road past the gate. Probably leads to the nearest town. If I'd come by car instead of bus, I probably could have come through here. Well, a tab's not really any different from, say, a credit card bill. Like, we have this whole system of... I mean, I guess capitalism has a lot of stuff where you don't have to pay for stuff immediately all the time. Like, if you take out a loan, that helps you pay for something immediately, but then you have to pay back the loan. So it's not really you paying it immediately. If you get a credit card, you pay at the end of the month for all the stuff you charge to it. And so a tab is just like if a person wants to essentially give you a line of credit. I mean, it's not an official line of credit, more of an honor system thing, but... You know, you obviously wouldn't open a tab for someone who you can't trust to pay it. Or if they don't pay it, then you need to, like, get after them.
More if I put it here.
Are you the Bob of Bob's Food Hut?
That looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
Hey there, you two.
Does he bear a resemblance to the ferryman?
This burger right here is a Lake Juliet specialty.
He's not the ferry. It's not the same guy, but, like... You think they're related?
You should get yourself one. Restaurant's over there.
He looks a bit younger than the ferryman, but...
Is that the restaurant Dad was telling me about? He said I could put my food on his tab.
A tab, eh? You wouldn't happen to be Dr. Robin's daughter, would you?
That's me. I'm Ashley.
Ashley, of course. He told me about you. He said to take good care of you and your friend if you come by. I'm Bob. I own the place. Nice to meet you, miss.
Bob Fox.
Nice to meet you, Bob.
Come visit whenever you like, all right? I'll be around.
I wonder if they named him after the term Silver Fox.
Sure thing. Thanks.
Oh, it's on the back of your sign, Bob. Anyway, what's it say about Bob here in the character sheet? The owner of the restaurant, Bob's Food Hut. He seems like a great guy. I even like the way he talks. Even though we've just met, I kind of feel like I've known him forever and can be really comfortable around him. I hope we get to talk more. Well, see, last time when we met Janet, I was like, Janet's too nice. They're gonna make her the villain. But now I could say the same thing about Bob. I guess I won't get too attached to you, Bob. I wanna like you, but I've got my eye on you.
This is the spot.
Yeah, this is a good place.
Use the dash to investigate the lake water. Use the camera on the lake surface. Displaying molecular model for unknown contaminant scanned in liquid. Checking against previously registered molecular model.
I see.
Let's compare these two substances to see if they're the same. If they are,
This has to be it.
then it means the lake is polluted with whatever it is. Okay, rotate it. Hold down A to start the evaluation. I mean, it looks like they're gonna line up to me. A is for analyze. Result, polluted.
It must be the unknown contaminant from your dad's file. If we can figure out what it is, I bet we can find the source.
And then we'll be able to find my dad.
But how are we going to figure out what the contaminant is? We could try searching my dad's computer.
I love the look of shock from a simple stomach rumbling.
Someone sounds hungry.
Yeah, I'm kind of starving.
Let's take a break at the restaurant. And you can order whatever you want because my dad's paying.
All right.
How generous of you, Ashley.
Ashley, look! It's the sunglasses guy.
Mr. Smith.
Oh, come on, Matthew.
Shh, look! He's on the phone with someone.
How astute.
Hey, Ian. Yeah, it's me. More trouble with the system. Oh, so Dr. Robbins is back in the lab then? And have you found the document in question? Is that so? No, it must be there somewhere. How many times do I have to tell you? Crusoe Resort is not responsible for the pollution. Understood. I'll be in touch soon. I was sure the document was at JC Valley. My investigation just hit a roadblock.
Real stealthy, Matthew.
I think he saw us.
He's running!
I mean,
Let's
you
chase
didn't
him.
even like, you're standing with half your torso not being obscured by anything. Like, yeah!
What? Hey!
They didn't even try to duck down.
Matthew, wait!
Alright, guess we need to hold off on Bob. See, that's how you hide behind something.
Ashley. You were listening in on my phone call, weren't you?
You knew?
Of course. I'm a special agent, after all. So, how much did you hear?
I heard everything. You were talking about Crusoe Resort.
Hmm?
Crusoe Resort was Matthew's dad's company. Hang on. Matthew's dad. You know something about him, don't you?
Right, he knows something.
Just tell me. You're looking into what went on here 5 years ago.
That part is true.
And Matthew's dad is somehow involved in that,
Oh,
right?
that's very much true.
Remember what I told you about certain truths? Trust the adults to handle the situation. And that goes for Matthew, too. Got it?
Could he be any shadier?
I mean, if he got a second pair of sunglasses, then possibly.
But now I'm super curious. It seems like he's investigating JC Valley too. What's the connection between Crusoe Resort and JC Valley?
Well, they both are on this island for one. Crusoe Resort being built on the lake. JC Valley happens to end up on the lake.
Nobody knows where Matthew's dad is or what polluted the lake. There just has to be some kind of connection, but... Wait, where'd Matthew go?
Oh, you know, off. In this direction. On the Graham family home ground. Rabbit. Empty can.
Ugh.
Littering is bad to begin with, but this is someone's house. I finally got one. An empty can. I can't just throw it on the ground. Might as well toss it in the recycler. Do that next time we see one.
Nuh-uh.
I shouldn't go in without asking.
Matthew?
Ashley! Where'd he go? He should have come this way, but it's like he just disappeared.
He gave me the slip too.
Aw, man.
Huh? I've seen that crest before.
What do you think you're doing? Hold it right there, you two. This is my garden, and you're trespassing.
That's why you're guarding it.
I'm so sorry.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were looking for someone.
We're looking for someone.
And who might that be?
A man in sunglasses.
A man in sunglasses. That's your whole description?
Well, he's tall, and he's wearing a suit,
Wow, 2 additional adjectives.
and he's super sketchy.
Nobody like that's been through here. Now, get out of my garden. Quickly now! Shoo! Shoo!
Yeah, right. Let's go.
What is she hiding?
I recognize that boy.
Sunglasses guy got away. Not to mention some mean old lady yelled at us. I'm pooped.
Same. And hungry. And thirsty. Let's head over to that restaurant.
Okay, but then we gotta look at the pollution on the computer.
It's in that direction anyway.
Right, let's go.
You get garden lady? Matthew ran ahead after chasing John. When I went looking for him, I found myself in a big yard with a greenhouse and a well-tended garden. I found Matthew there, but the old lady who lives there got mad at us for being on her property. We explained we weren't trying to cause any trouble, but the look she gave us was really scary. So Matthew and I got out of there as quick as we could, but something's been bothering me. The emblem on the door to her house. I've seen it somewhere before, but where? I don't suppose you'll let me look around over here at all? Oh, maybe it will. Can I go in your shed? That's my storage shed you're poking around. Leave it be. And just how long do you plan on hanging around? Go on. Find that. See if I care.
Huh?
That's a guitar. I put in the empty can. Pull the lever. Got Lake Juliet token. Commemorative token. It looks like money at a glance, but it's just a keepsake.
It's Tommy and Janet.
I can't hear Janet's drumming at all. Oh, there are no drums.
So cool.
She's just practicing
Right?
the motion. That would explain that.
Oh,
I guess he's pretty good.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Yo, Ashley.
Hey! Do you guys usually practice here?
Yeah, the owner's great. He said we can use the place whenever there's downtime.
Oh, cool. What were you playing? Did you write it yourselves?
Not bad, huh?
It was great.
Well, I was the one who wrote it.
Hang on. I helped.
Ashley, I'm hungry.
Who's this?
He's a friend of mine.
Ashley?
He works at the guest house.
Bob, the guy who owns this place, is out shopping right now. He ought to be back soon.
I don't think he recognized you.
Phew.
So your song, will it have vocals?
Sure, of course.
I mean, don't go saying things like, of course. Some people write instrumental music, I mean, if you can believe it. Who would do such a thing?
Our band's biggest selling points are Tommy's skill with the guitar and my tight as a drum drumming. But you know what really brings it all home? Elizabeth's vocals. She's like our secret weapon. But despite us waiting for ages, our leader didn't show up today. Such a pain. What should we do, Tommy? Want to go look for her?
She'll show her face sooner or later.
But the band contest is just around the corner. And we need time to re-record our demo.
Chill about the contest, okay? I'm just doing this to have fun. Something to look back on.
What? But I'm totally serious. I want to hit it big.
That why you didn't bring your drums?
I'm practicing at home. Lugging a whole drum set around isn't as easy as lifting a guitar. Besides, if we're going to meet up as a band, the whole band needs to meet up. Even Elizabeth.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, let's get Elizabeth out of the way.
I'd really like to hear Elizabeth sing.
I really wish you could. She hasn't been super sociable lately.
You don't say.
Oh, that's a shame.
Now that you mention it, something is up with her.
Yeah,
She doesn't usually miss practice. It all started after we recorded our demo.
right.
I ran into her near the boathouse earlier.
There's something on the demo that she doesn't want us hearing.
I wonder, was she avoiding band practice? You're pretty serious about the contest, huh?
You play guitar, right? Did you consider entering?
Actually, I did enter, for now.
Aha! I knew it! I had a feeling you'd be all over it. I could see it in your eyes while we were performing.
Yeah? What'd you see?
Okay, you caught me. I'm in a band back home. So when I heard you and Tommy playing,
What? You're in a band?
yeah, I play guitar,
Huh, so cool.
I guess.
So what's your band like?
There's just two of us, keyboard and guitar.
Aha! I told you don't need a vocalist.
Is the keyboard player a girl too?
No, he's a guy. He sings too.
Darn it!
Oh, wow!
Stop rubbing your vocals in my face.
We only just recently grouped up together. He writes the music, I add the lyrics. I'm still trying to decide if I want to go through with the contest.
Hold on a sec. Is the keyboard player your boyfriend?
What? No, he's not.
But he could be.
How confident are you about the contest?
I, kind of just lost my confidence. A little bit. I mean, Tommy's amazing. I can't come close to that.
Playing good's not about anything but having fun.
Tommy, come here.
What?
You're gonna be in a band contest?
Yeah. If we win, we might get signed.
So you want to be a musician?
Yep.
Like, seriously?
I mean, yeah, pretty serious, I think.
Hey, Ashley, come here.
The I think at the end of your serious statement really sells the seriousness.
Huh? What's up?
Now that I know you entered the contest, I've got to hear what you can do. Right, Tommy?
Just one song. You in, Ashley?
Oh, why are they putting this in my hands? Ugh. I don't want to choose. Yeah. Okay, so she's supposed to be low on confidence right now. Understandably so. So she might be willing to say no thanks, but she's also been very open about, like, I'm sure you guys will do great. We can both do great. May the best band win. So I'm sure she'd be willing to show. But at this particular moment, I'm kind of leaning towards no, especially because we came here to eat. Like, you know, give the girl a break. We've been running around and we've been promised food, and now we've had 2 delays into getting that food. Like, how many people really pick this option anyway?
It's hard after hearing how good Tommy plays. I really don't want to embarrass myself. Yeah, gonna pass this time. I think I'm gonna pass.
Oh, man. I wanted to hear you play.
What?
Use my other guitar. It's over there.
That's an electric, isn't it? I use an acoustic electric. Yeah, not this time. Besides, if I'm not playing my guitar, then it's not really me.
Oh, wait, was no the correct answer?
Do you play music with your guitar? Because this guitar plays music.
Tommy.
Exactly. Music's what we want to hear. Not your technique, but your style. Let us hear you.
Okay, I'll try.
To Ashley's point, the instrument can matter. If I played a different keyboard, I would probably have different results.
Heck yeah!
The pedal's over there.
Okay, I guess it defaults me to yes anyway.
Aren't those, like, super expensive?
Maybe?
He bought it used. Saved money from his part-time gig.
Don't tell her that. Alright, let's do this.
How did you learn the song that he wrote in like 5 seconds? No, that just doesn't happen.
Whew.
I mean, I guess if he told you the
Wow,
chord
You
progression.
really worked up a sweat, huh?
Well, I was kind of nervous. Like, all the way nervous.
You were going too fast, Tommy.
Wow, you're not bad.
You're amazing, Tommy. You're gonna win that contest for sure.
Thanks, but
Can't say that until you've heard the other bands.
What's wrong?
we lost the demo we recorded for the contest.
It was on Elizabeth's music player, but she lost it somewhere. We could just re-record it, but
You need her.
That was our best performance ever. Don't say we can re-record it. Ain't that easy.
I mean, sure, it wouldn't be easy. It is still doable.
I I know. You don't think lightning can strike twice, and Elizabeth doesn't come to practice.
The latter part is the bigger issue.
But we could really be something special.
That's why we're here practicing. It's how we get better. Come on, let's get back to it.
Got it.
So that's how it is.
I'm back.
We missed you, Bob.
What would the diner do without you?
Are the future rock stars practicing hard? Hey, Ashley. Glad you came.
I heard you have the best food in town.
When are we gonna eat?
Didn't mean to keep you waiting. Sorry about that, kiddo. I'll whip something up on the double.
Thanks.
You got it.
You seem like a really nice guy.
Nice. Who, me?
Yeah, you. You even let Tommy and his friends practice here. I don't think most restaurant owners would do that.
Ah, well, that's no big deal. Look at their faces. Who could say no to that?
You say it's no big deal, but they're practicing for the big deal band contest. There's gotta be some level of big deal to it.
Reminds me of my younger days. I was a bit of a troublemaker, but I had my passions.
Thanks for everything, Bob.
You know what says gratitude? Spending some money. Perfected the art of sipping a single soda so slowly. But that's kids. What can you do? What would you like to eat, kiddo?
Anything good?
Oh, well in that case, I've got just the thing for you.
Salmon rice burger.
It's the most popular item on the menu.
I've never eaten a rice burger before.
It's a tasty salmon fillet nestled between buns of rice. We top it with our special sauce. Your taste buds won't know what hit them.
Well, you do make it sound good. I'll take 2.
Can you even eat that much?
I could eat 8. I'm starving.
You'll pack away 2, no problem. And what do you have, miss?
I'll just have one of them.
Coming right up. They'll be ready in a jiffy, so just hang on.
Does my dad come here a lot?
Sure does. Doc Robbins is one of my regulars. Comes with his buddy, the director of JC Valley.
Oh, wow. He's friends with Elizabeth's dad?
They sure seem to get along. Take a look at that table near the entrance.
The one next to the wall with the photos?
Yep, that's their usual spot. They always look at those photos. Chatting, laughing, having a great time.
Check those photos right now.
Wow.
Dr. Robbins himself is in one of the pictures. Have a look. All right, it's
See,
ready.
Bob gets it.
I now present to you the salmon rice burger.
Ugh, it smells great.
It looks so good. Let's dig in. It was just as good as it looked. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was super tasty.
You still got your second one.
Geez, Matthew, you really must have been starving.
Now, could I interest you in some dessert?
No way, I'm stuffed. I'm gonna check out the photos.
Gumball machine. In the token. Got green gum. A green gumball I got from a machine. I hope it's melon flavored. It's really sweet. This gum has gotta be melon flavored. Okay. I guess we can collect the flavors of gumball for no real reason. Oh, staff room. It's the staff room. I shouldn't go in without permission. Bob's Food Hut menu.
Amazing.
Take practice seriously. I probably shouldn't interrupt. Mustard and hot sauce have been really growing on me lately. Must mean I'm growing up. I still don't really like mustard.
Huh.
These two sure look alike. Hold on, that guy.
Ah.
It's the captain. Are these two I called it! Frame photos are hung side by side.
This may be the first time I've seen Dad having fun.
The three of us first hit it off when we started talking music. Nowadays, we're fishing buddies.
You know, if you use Nintendo Labo, you can use a fishing rod to play music.
You all talked about music? Does my dad even like music?
Does he ever? In fact, when he was younger, he dreamed of hitting it big.
You know, I can't think of a lot of people who just don't like music. Like, at all. You know, like not liking specific genres is one thing. But you can usually find some form of music that someone likes. I mean, I'm not gonna say there's no one who, you know, dislikes music as a concept entirely. Probably someone out there, statistically, but I haven't met him.
He's no slouch on piano, you know.
I didn't know, actually.
Oh, your dad can fill in for your boyfriend.
I can't believe he can play piano.
He told me he played keyboard in a rock band back in the day. Rex and I were crazy about the guitar, same as Tommy. We all got pretty jazzed up going on about those days, so the three of us tried jamming together.
You should reunite and win the contest from under the feet of Tommy.
No, seriously? Why would Dad hide that from me? Do you go fishing with my dad a lot?
Oh yeah, the three of us go out all the time. I taught them everything they know.
You know, another thing that fishing and music have in common, you can't do either without a good hook.
Of course, your dad and Rex are still beginners. But they seem to be enjoying themselves all the same.
I had no idea.
And here I thought all Dad did was sit in a dimly lit room during doing research. But I guess he has friends? Like a normal person? There's an old photo.
Oh, wow, it's Bob. He's so young. I feel like I've seen that food stand somewhere before.
Thank you. Huh. Japanese food that uses salmon. Well, rice balls with salmon are probably my favorite.
What you're saying is my mom gave you the rice burger idea.
I just remembered. Mom got food from this stand.
Oh, that's me from a long time ago. I was a bit more handsome then, eh?
Were you, though? I don't know, Bob. I think you might actually be more handsome with age.
When was this taken?
This was before I had the food hut, so about 13 years ago.
13 years ago.
This fine diner started out as a humble food stand. I wanted a convenient way to sell my burgers.
Yep, and now people can come get food and sit.
I'd set up shop wherever there were tourists. Sold hamburgers every day.
What changed?
Well, it's not exactly that the burgers weren't popular, but they lacked that special something. Never sold out. I started thinking and realized what was missing. I needed a centerpiece, a real showstopper.
Oh, I know. You're talking about the salmon rice burger, aren't you?
Bingo! Of course, I didn't come up with it all by my lonesome. It's quite the funny story, in fact. One of my customers inspired it.
Yes, we just saw
They
the
gave me a
flashback,
tip that
Bob.
led to my greatest invention.
Who was the customer?
She was a tourist who came to visit the mermaid statue. Now that I think about it, her eyes were just like yours. Had a young girl with her. She said she was meeting an old friend by the clock tower.
Old friend, eh?
A customer gave you a tip?
Yep, a fine tip indeed. I've been pondering how to use the salmon I caught in the lake. I wanted to make some sort of specialty. But back then, all I could make was hamburgers. I tried a few different salmon burgers, but I couldn't quite nail the level of quality I was looking for. As I'm racking my brain over it, a woman came up to the stand. She mentioned she was Japanese. I thought she might have a good idea for a recipe.
She was Japanese?
And I'll never forget what she said. Rice balls with salmon are probably my favorite. She said you take the rice and ball it up around the fish. That was my eureka moment. Maybe salmon goes better with rice than with bread. So how about I try using rice for the bun? After that, I needed to puzzle out the best way to cook the fish. So after a little trial and error, the salmon rice burger was born.
That's quite the story. It must have been Mom who gave Bob the tip. But who was Mom meeting at the clock tower? An old friend? Who could that be?
Oh, that was so good.
How was it, kiddo? Meet your standards?
Yeah, I've never had a burger like that. I would like fish a lot more if it all tasted like that.
Very good.
Ready to go, Matthew?
Yep, I feel a lot better.
Come back soon, Ashley. Got it?
I will. Hey, Tommy, Janet, I'm heading out.
See you later, Ashley.
See ya.
Good luck with practice.
Thanks.
Wait a minute, was there a paper crane in there? I'm gonna double check after this cutscene.
Well, let's hurry back to your dad's cottage.
Right. We'll use his computer to look into the pollution.
Oh my god, the captain is back in here. The captain of the ferry that took Jessica and me to Blood Edward Island 2 years ago. He's actually a lot nicer than he looks. I never thought I'd see him again, let alone here at Lake Juliet. This picture makes him look like he's good friends with Bob, but I wonder how they know each other. Now that I think about it, they look sort of similar. Could these guys be brothers? That reminds me, we found an RC boat in the boathouse. I thought the doll in the back of it looked familiar, but now I'm thinking it must have been modeled after the captain. Wonder what he's up to now. I hope he's doing well. Let's see, that's not Bob's Food Hut. This one's Bob's Food Hut. But yet, number 3 is in this house that I probably can't go into.
How about this?
Oh, it won't let me back in. Well, hope it'll let me back in at a later point, I hope. There was also the staff room. So maybe I go back in there later and it's in the staff room.
Ashley.
Oh,
Huh? Ashley, come on.
Ryan? Go on ahead, Matthew. I'll catch up.
Okay.
Sorry to surprise you. I wanted to speak, just the two of us. This is my cottage. Let's talk inside.
Looking for a crane, looking for a crane. Don't know if there is one. Am I in the cottage on the left or the right of Bob's? Gonna do a quick ponder, not ponder. Quick perusal. Just to be sure. What's this supposed to be a painting of? I can't tell at all. Is this what they call contemporary art? Up here. Nothing down there.
Huh?
Ryan's bedroom must be past here, and it's pretty rude to go into someone's bedroom without permission. But I can go out this door. I can go in his study without permission, but I can't go in his bedroom without permission. Okay, Ashley.
Huh?
No clothes on this. Maybe he keeps them in a closet.
Ah.
I saw an infomercial about this before. I wonder if it does all the things they claimed. Ryan must have seen it on TV and wondered the same thing. Oh yeah, that sounds like him.
Huh.
There is a big bookshelf for so few books. I always imagine researchers' homes being packed floor to ceiling.
Wow, it's so minimalist.
I have no need for possessions. I don't spend much time here.
Too busy at work, huh? Sounds familiar.
Something like that. But perhaps not as busy as you.
What do you mean?
Are you not? You've been wandering all over Lake Juliet, haven't you?
I guess you've seen me around.
I have.
I'm looking for my friend's dad.
Is that so?
He disappeared 5 years ago.
Okay, now you're letting on a bit more than I think you
I'm
should,
trying to help
Ashley.
my friend figure out where he went. We found a lot of information, but nothing really helpful yet.
I see.
I guess it sounds weird when I say it like that, huh?
No, it's understandable. Would you tell me your friend's name?
Matthew Crusoe.
Ah, why would you do that?
Crusoe. Is this friend of yours related to Crusoe Resort?
You know about it?
I do. It's not a secret. I believe everyone in town is familiar.
You said everyone knows about Crusoe Resort. Well, if they do, nobody seems to want to talk about it.
Is that so?
Dan the forest ranger said that something bad happened. He wouldn't give me any details, though.
There is a likely reason why they can't talk about it.
Is there an NDA?
Sometimes we know the truth, but wish to hide it.
Do you know something? If you do, you have to tell me.
Yeah, it's a requirement now.
You and I are a lot alike.
What?
I believe that since meeting you at the campsite. We have many things in common. We both lost a mother. We both treasured Sayoko. And we both have a strong desire to learn the truth.
Stop changing the subject. Tell me what you know about Crusoe Resort.
Is he the old friend?
There's nothing for
Could
me to
be.
tell. Nothing you don't already know. The accusations that the resort polluted the lake are false.
Really? The resort's not responsible?
That's correct.
Then who's to blame? Who framed Crusoe Resort for the pollution?
Now that... you will learn in time.
I'm getting a little headachy. What's going on? My head feels fuzzy.
You must be exhausted. Don't push yourself too hard. Curiosity is not a sin, Ashley. But don't forget, the real reason you came to Lake Juliet. There's someone waiting here for you.
Ryan, I gotta get to my dad's. Matthew must be worried about me.
I understand.
Hey, can I go in your bedroom? Darn.
What's that?
Definitely wasn't there when I looked.
Oh, this?
It's beautiful.
It's a kaleidoscope. A memento of my mother. It's broken, but you can still see a cherry blossom in it. Looking through this always made Sayoko miss Japan.
My mom used this?
What's wrong?
Actually, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because if he's dead, we already know Ashley can see ghosts from the first game. And this cottage did say it was for rent, and it doesn't really have anything in it, despite him claiming to live here.
I remember my mom holding this. Did you meet up with my mom 13 years ago?
No.
But I remember it.
Is it possible that this memory from 13 years ago is from a different place?
What?
Your hippocampus myelinates so rapidly. And yet, despite your superb neural pathways, you are still susceptible to false recall. I have memories that I recall incorrectly too. I fell gravely ill when I was young. My father treated me. That was when I first met his assistant, Sayoko.
Really?
The treatments were painful. But Sayoko kept my spirits high. I'd give her this kaleidoscope before each session. And afterward, I'd wake up, and there she was. She'd hand me the kaleidoscope, smile, and say,
You were so brave, Ryan. Your mom was watching over you, I'm sure.
But one day, I awoke to find myself alone. Sayoko should have been by my side. Surely that's a false recall.
I had no idea.
I'm glad we had a chance to talk.
Yeah, me too. See you later. Huh?
We're seriously going?
No complaining.
This game feels like it has so many detours whenever you
Ashley!
get an objective.
I thought you were going to your dad's. How'd you end up here?
I thought so too, and now you guys are distracting me.
Oh, just taking the scenic route.
So you're free. Then you should come with us.
Wait, what?
Elizabeth's place.
Why me?
Well, she
Strengthen
lives in the
memories.
mansion, doesn't she?
What? We're going to get to the bottom of this Elizabeth situation. Like, ask her why she doesn't come to practice. Aren't you
You mean
curious?
you didn't already try that?
A little, but...
Then it's settled.
Yeah, come with us.
I don't know. I have a friend waiting for me.
Is that the kid you were with at Bob's?
Yeah,
Where's he at now?
waiting at my dad's cottage.
Oh, he'll be fine. It's not like he's a little kid.
I mean, sure. But at the same time, it's rude not to tell him if I'm going somewhere.
Well, sure, but...
Our band's future is at stake. Please come with us.
Okay, fine. But I can't keep my friend waiting much longer.
I knew you'd under. Now let's go,
Man.
go, go.
Oh, Ashley, how do you get dragged around so much?
Ugh, it's useless. I don't get a word of this. Ugh.
If we don't find anything today... You have to go back to your uncle's for now.
We're running out of time.